All right, make sure that's recording. We've got an interesting fight. This is kind of an interesting fight and kind of a mismatch. When I first saw it, I thought, man, that's a mismatch. But hey, this fight is going to happen. We have we have Travis Brown versus Andrei Arlovski. Okay, now if you had told me 2 years ago Andrei Arlovski was going to be fighting back in the UFC, I can't say I wouldn't have believed it. You never know. But I sure didn't think we would ever see Arlovski back in the UFC. But he's back, and he's fighting Travis Brown, of all people, which is really strange. This is a mismatched fight. This isn't even really a prediction video because we all know Travis Brown should, and that's a key word there, is should dismantle Andrei Arlovski without any problem. But, Arlovski was, all those knockouts he was suffering, that's all been quite a while, quite some time ago, a number of years. So his brain has had a good chance to recover. Now, if he's been training properly and not been getting a lot of head damage, which I'm assuming he hasn't been, no heavy sparring, if he's been under the right coaching and his chin is much better than it was, he has a chance of winning this fight. And we haven't really seen Arlovski. He came back to the UFC. I forgot who he fought, and he didn't look very good. Then he came out and he knocked out Bigfoot Silva. Now, when I saw that fight, I was like, "Oh my gosh, are you serious? They're gonna kill Andrei Arlovski. Like, he's literally gonna get punched and he's gonna die. Like, you know what I mean? This guy has suffered some severe knockouts. When he got knocked out by Fedor, he was never the same since then. Nobody talks about that, but that's a lot. Fedor did that to a lot of people, man. Fedor knocked guys out, and they never performed the same after that. And Andrei Arlovski was definitely one of them. So, the funny thing is, I am totally rooting for Andrei Arlovski in this fight. I don't know. I guess I just remembered Arlovski from years back, and man, he was sharp, and he was quick, and he was fun to watch fight. And he wasn't super big, but he wasn't super small, just like kind of that mid-range heavyweight. Travis Brown, on the other hand, is like a giant. But, guys, I'm going to put it for you like this. Even though Arlovski's a huge underdog, this guy's been a UFC champion before. Okay, he's been around the block. He's very experienced. And depending on what his training, if he hasn't been overtraining at his age, he may come out in this fight and look real sharp. Just because, Travis Brown is real tall, lanky, and we just might see that. We just might see Arlovski look really sharp. If he can get that sharp boxing and his nice movement and just the Arlovski of old, which I think is possible. Even at his age, sometimes fighters can get better. And Arlovski, like I said, it's been some time since all the knockouts. And I do think Arlovski has a chance in this fight. And I guess somebody must have thought that because they made this fight. And it really is a mismatch, though. But, hey, if Arlovski could beat Travis Brown... one more thing. Travis Brown and Arlovski at one point were pretty good friends. They lived together, and they used to train together. So... that could help them both. But, it really should make for a good fight. But, I'm sure they both learned new things since they trained together. And that doesn't really mean too much, training together. But they have trained together. They're familiar with each other. And yeah, I don't know. We're going to see what happens here. But I'm rooting for Arlovski, and if he beats Travis Brown, it's a pretty big win. But I do think it's a mismatched fight, and it's going to stink if we see Arlovski get knocked out. It really is, but you know, it may even be like I said, I didn't say it, but it could be a boring decision win. But I don't think so. I think we're going to see some sparks fly in this fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. I really do, and that's why I made a video on it. And there's a good chance Arlovski could be smaller. Well, I don't know, not a chance he could be smaller. He is smaller, but there's a good chance he can use his speed and he can use the being a smaller guy to his advantage. And maybe light up Travis Brown. Because Travis Brown's had some big wins. But let's not forget, like, he beat Alistair Overeem, but let's not forget he was losing that fight. Overeem was lighting him up. So if Alistair Overeem can light him up, I do believe Arlovski has the speed and the skill. Now, can he put it all together and not get caught himself? Only time will tell, but hey, maybe we can see some new tricks. If he shows up with some new tricks, some new skills. He is training. Actually, I'm not sure if Arlovski's training new camp. I know Travis Brown's training new camp. I'm not sure about Arlovski. So, yeah. But, hey, if he can show up with some new skills and be well-rested, and it is Andrei Arlovski. Let's not forget, this guy is... Hey, I guess you could call him a legend. Maybe not a legend. His career started to boom quick after he got knocked out by Fedor. He's a legend for getting knocked out, I know that. But hey, maybe he can redeem himself, and I'm sure hoping to see it. All right, I'll catch you guys later.